All praises, all praises, all praises to the heavenly, holy, almighty creator of infinity, eternity, the universe, and all there is. This is Revelations.Unveiled. Detroit. Hello, family. We're back together again in our wonderful congregation, sitting at the knee of wisdom, where we will be continuing to expand our spiritual and carnal intellect as it pertains to the holy history of the nation of the 12 tribes of Israel. All praises, and to the scattered tribes of the house of Jacob, wherever you may sojourn, my continuous petitions in prayer for your care and safety, as well as the brothers and sisters of the world. And we pay due homage to the Revelations.Unveiled. Detroit channel standards in the book of Revelations, or in the book of Malachi, chapter 3, verse 6, in the book of Hebrews, chapter 13, verse 8, and as we use the tool where we learn and discern, we employ the verses of Holy Brother Prophet Isaiah in his scroll of the 28th chapter, verses 9 through 11. And so we are continuing with our evaluation of the holy nation, and we are now at the 7th chapter of the first book of Maccabees. And in our last episode, family, we heard the cries and the deception of the Greek heathens and their assembled companies. And so now we will bring forth the remembrance of the spectacular doings of the stalwarts of salvation, the saviors of the holy nations, Brother Judas, Maccabees, and his brothers, and the soldiers of Israel. And we begin. The book of 1 Maccabees, chapter 7, verse 1. In the 150th year of Demetrius, the son of Seleucus, departed from Rome and came up with a few men unto a city of the seacoast, and reigned there. And as he entered into the palace of his ancestors, so it was that his forces had taken Antiochus and Lysias to bring them unto him. Wherefore he knew it. He said, let me not see their faces. So his hosts slew them. Now when Demetrius was set upon the throne of his kingdom, there came unto him all the wicked and ungodly men of Israel, having Alchemus, who was desirous to be high priest for their captain. All right, family, so Demetrius has come in and taken over the throne and rulership of Antiochus and Lysias, and now here comes the Uncle Buck Coonan Israelites to make covenant with him. Verse 6, and they accused the people to the king, saying, Judas and his brethren have slain all your friends and driven us out of our own land. Now therefore send some men whom you trust, and let them go and see what havoc he has made among us and in the king's land, and let him punish them with all them that aid them. Then the king chose Bacchides, a friend of the king who ruled beyond the flood, and was a great man in the kingdom, and faithful to the king. And him he sent with that wicked Alchemus, whom he made high priest, and commanded that he should take vengeance on the children of Israel. So they departed and came with a great power into the land of Judea, where they sent messengers to Judas and his brethren with peaceable words, deceitfully. But they gave no heed to their words, for they saw that they were come with a great power. Then did there assemble unto Alchemists and Bacchides a company of scribes to require justice. Now the Assyrians were the first among the children of Israel that sought peace of them. For said they, one that is a priest of the seed of Aaron is come with this army, and he will do us no wrong. So he spake unto them peaceably, and sware unto them, saying, We will procure the harm neither of you nor your friends. Whereupon they believed him. Howbeit, he took of them 80 men, and slew them in one day, according to the words which he wrote. The flesh of your saints have they cast out, and their blood have they shed round about Jerusalem, and there was none to bury them. Wherefore the fear and dread of them fell upon all the people, who said, There is neither truth nor righteousness in them, for they have broken the covenant and oath that they made. After this removed Bacchides from Jerusalem, and pitched his tents in Bezeth, where he sent and took many of the men that had forsaken him, and certain of the people also, and when he had slain them, he cast them into a great pit. Then committed he the country to Alchemists, and left him with a power to aid him. So Bacchides went to the king, but Alchemists contended for the high priesthood, and unto him resorted all such as troubled the people, who after they had gotten the land of Judah into their power, did much hurt in Israel. Now, when Judas saw all the mischief that Alchemists and his company had done among the Israelites, even above the heathen, he went out into all coasts of Judea round about, and took vengeance of them that had revolted from him, so that they durst no more go forth into the country. On the other side, when Alchemists saw that Judas and his company had gotten the upper hand, and knew that he was not able to abide their force, he went again to the king and said all the worst of them that he could. Then the king sent Nicanor, one of his honorable princes, a man that bare deadly hate unto Israel, with commandments to destroy the people. So Nicanor came to Jerusalem with a great force, and sent unto Judas and his brethren deceitfully with friendly words, saying, Let there be no battle between me and you. I will come with a few men, that I may see you in peace. He came therefore to Judas, and they saluted one another peaceably. Howbeit the enemies were prepared to take away Judas by violence, which thing after it was known to Judas, to wit, he came unto him with deceit. He was sore afraid of him, and would see his face no more. Nicanor also, when he saw that his counsel was discovered, went out to fight against Judas, besides Capher-Salama, where there were slain of Nicanor's side about 5,000 men, and the rest fled into the city of David. After this, Nicanor went up to Mount Sion, and there came out of the sanctuary certain of the priests and certain of the elders of the people to salute him peaceably, and to show him the burnt sacrifice that was offered to the king. But he mocked them, and laughed at them, and abused them shamefully, and spoke proudly, and swore in his wrath, saying, Unless Judas and his host be now delivered into my hands, if ever I come again in safety, I will burn up this house. And with that he went out in a great rage. Then the priests entered in and stood before the altar and the temple, weeping and saying, You, O Lord, did choose this house to be called by your name, and to be a house of prayer and petition for your people. Be avenged of this man and his host, and let them fall by the sword. Remember their blasphemies, and suffer them not to continue any longer. So Nicanor went out of Jerusalem and pitched his tents in Beth Horon, where a host out of Syria met him. But Judas pitched in Adasa with 3,000 men, and there he prayed, saying, O Lord, when they that were sent from the king of the Assyrians blasphemed, your angel went out and smote 185,000 of them. Even so, verse 42, even so, destroy you this host before us this day, that the rest may know that he has spoken blasphemously against your sanctuary, and judge you him according to his wickedness. So the 13th day of the month Adar, the host joined battle, but Nicanor's hosts were discomfited, and he himself was first slain in battle. Now when Nicanor's host saw that he was slain, they cast away their weapons and fled. Then they pursued after them a day's journey from Adasa unto Gezerah, sounding an alarm after them with their trumpets. Whereupon they came forth out of all the towns of Judea round about, and closed them in, so that they, turning back upon them that pursued them, were all slain by the sword, and not one of them was left. Afterwards they took the spoils and the prey, and smote off Nicanor's head and his right hand, which he stretched out so proudly, and brought them away and hanged them up in Jerusalem. For this cause the people rejoiced greatly, and they kept that day a day of great gladness. Moreover, they ordained to keep yearly this day, being the 13th of Adar. Thus the land of Judah was in rest a little while. Yes, family. So we see the treachery against the holy nation, the children of Israel, by one of those Uncle Buck coon sellouts, Alcanor or Alcamus, who wanted to be high priest and have covenant with the Greek heathen. We see that his treachery was turned against him. We see that the great hosts of armies sent against the nation were destroyed, discomfited, disenfranchised from the true prayer and petitions, the blessings and the grace of the holy soldiers of the Judas Maccabean brothers. They have once again offered a respite, a rest, and a small peace to the nation. And with this latest victory, the Feast of Nicanor is established in the month of Adar, which signifies the holy protection and the victory against the wicked heathen for the continuing existence of the holy people, the children of the covenant, the 12 tribes of the house of Israel. And so, family, we shall continue in our exploration and expansion and evaluation of this hidden history of the Greek captivity, the history removed from the Holy Scripture. And as we continue to grow in our intellect and spiritual being, we will make those connections with this history between the Old and the New Testament. So family, let us continue to maintain and be strong in the spirit as we dwell in this carnal existence. And until we are together again, I love you. I love you. I love you. This is Revelations.Unveiled. Detroit. 1 Maccabees, chapter 7. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7, verses 6 through 9. For we are a holy people unto the Lord our God. The Lord our God has chosen us to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth. The Lord did not set his love upon us, nor choose us because we were more in number than any people, for we were the fewest of all people. But because the Lord loved us, and because he would keep the oath which he had sworn to our fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, has the Lord brought us out with a mighty hand and redeemed us out of the house of bondmen from the hand of Pharaoh, king of Egypt. Verse 9. Know therefore that the Lord our God, he is God, the faithful God, which keeps covenant and mercy with them that love him and keep his commandments to 1,000 generations.